Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Next Goal Wins. We are now in 2017. So, 4 years in. Wait, no, it can't be. I don't know. One of those. We're nearly at the end of 2017, to be fair. We are literally halfway through the month. The season has finished, again. And if you remember from last season, we went the entire year unbeaten in the league, and obviously in the cup, since we won it. However, our main problems came in the Champions League. Now, this year, we're going to start with the Champions League. There is some national team stuff to talk about briefly. In fact, we may as well get that out of the way now because there wasn't a great deal. There was 3 games, all friendlies, and we lost all 3 of them. Big surprise there. 2-1 defeat at home to Samoa, our main rivals from the other island. Most of our team was in the team because that's just how we do it. And then we lost 2-1 at home to the Solomon Islands. Same old story. And then we were thrashed 4-1 by Tuvalu. Still not a member of FIFA, still capable of thrashing us. Not a good start. Those games kind of interrupted little bits. In fact, the Tuvalu game especially was very, very annoying because that game came during our preliminary Champions League group. So for the second game in the Champions League, we were missing most of our team because for some reason I didn't schedule this friendly. It was scheduled by the FA or something. And yeah, we just had this friendly and we couldn't get out of it and half our players were away. And it meant that we had to field a weakened side. And as you will see, it cost us dearly. And I am so annoyed about it, but there's not much you can really do about it. We'll come to that in a sec. First, we need to talk about the group stages of the Champions League. This year we were in Group A, different teams. We had Amakali from Vanuatu, Canterbury United from New Zealand, and Solomon Warriors, which is a great name for a team. Unfortunately, much like last year, we got knocked out and finished bottom of the group. But, unlike last year, we managed to get ourselves a point. I know that doesn't sound like much, but it's progress, because last year we lost all 3 games relatively comfortably. I think it was like 4-1, 3-1 and 3-1. Let's just have a little look. In fact, I can find out for myself. 3-0, 3-1, 3-1. So, yeah, not a lot of progress there. This year, though, we scored twice against Amakali, albeit conceded 4, so working backward a little bit. Canterbury United, same old 3-1, but against Solomon Warriors, we managed to get a 2-2 draw, and it's been quite a while since that game was played. Let's just see, I can't even remember. I think we were very close to winning this one. I'm pretty certain it was a late equaliser. Yeah, we scored, they equalised, then we scored again, and then a guy called Marky Seohu, who I'm guessing if he wasn't a footballer would probably be some kind of Pacific Island rapper, because that's what his name sounds like. 86-minute equaliser for the Solomon Warriors, and that was annoying, because I thought we could actually win that game. We were very, very good. And it's progress. It's a point where last year we only got 1, so that's good. Unfortunately, I'm just going to skip on to our Champions League preliminary round before we talk about the League and Cup and whatnot. Things took a little bit of a turn for the worse this year. Things started off just fine when we were playing Moala United. I believe we played them last year as well. I can't remember. Let's just see. No, they weren't in it last year. Maybe the year before. Yes, we beat them 4-0 the year before. This year, 3-1. Unfortunately, it was the next game that half our squad was missing for the Tuvalu match, which meant that we had to put out a massively weakened side, and we lost 1-0 to a team from Tonga, whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. And then we could only get a draw against Nikau United in the last game because of the giant amount of fatigue and injuries and whatnot. And it meant that we came second in the group, I think. I think it was second. Yeah, it was in the end second based on our goal difference. But the point is we didn't qualify for the next round of the Champions League this time around, which means next year there is going to be no games in April. So we can't even judge our progress. And that is annoying. Now, I must say, we didn't look as strong in those games, even the ones we were full strength for, and as you can see before that, we started off the season with a defeat to Lionheart. Admittedly, it was away from home, but we then quickly followed that up with a 2-2 draw at home to the newly promoted Tafuna Jets. So it was not a good start to the season. I was not pleased with how things went. 1 point for our first 2 games. When you think about last season, we basically dropped so few points. We managed to go unbeaten. We lost our first game this year. We managed to beat Vaitogi United with a 2-0 win away from home in the next game, despite getting Falaniko sent off. Things kind of went back to shit again, though. When we played, if you recall, we played these guys quite a lot not previous season, but the year before that, when we were in the title race with them. But we lost 2-1 at home, and that was a shame, because our home record over the last few seasons has been pretty much ironclad. Things started to pick up again when we managed to beat Atu Broncos to 3-2. It was a struggle, and I didn't feel like we dominated that game, but then we came up against FC SKBC. who their name is just letters. And I like them because we always score lots of goals against them, and today was no different. We scored 5. 5 lovely big goals. And that's, 2 league wins in a row, kind of got us back on track. Then we had the President's Cup against the Tafuna Jets, which we managed to win by 3-1, and I felt like we were getting somewhere then. Then we had them immediately in the league away from home, and I was very surprised that we were able to come away with a comfortable 3-0 win. It was at this point that things started to get back on track for us, I thought. Until we went and lost at home to the Black Roses. And the Black Roses have always been a little bit of a bogey team for me. For some reason, our record against them is pretty poor. We've actually lost more games against them than we've won, home or away. It just seems to be the way it happens. And by that point, we were struggling a bit for the league. Thankfully, the other teams above us were dropping points, but not by a lot. It was then that we finally turned on the quality. A 4-0 win over Vitogi United was huge. They finished bottom of the league this year, I'm pretty certain of that. But it was good to get a win over them. Then we had Lionheart, and that was huge for us as well because, well, it was the league game. And Lionheart were the ones that were running us for the title this year, and we managed to beat them 1-0 at home. It was a tight game, but Patty Amasoni, our attacking midfielder, managed to get us the goal and win the game. And we're not really conceding goals here either, which is good to see. Then we played against lower division Panzer in the Cup, which I think was the quarterfinal, getting ourselves comfortably through. Atua Broncos 5-1. Suddenly, the team that we had last year started to shine through again. I don't know what happened. I think either our tactical awareness with a few of the new players didn't work out or something, because things didn't seem to be gelling like they were at the end of last season, or through the entirety of last season, really. We do have some new players as well, which I will show you in a sec. We then had Via La Tongan in the President's Cup semi-final. We managed to get a 4-2 win there. They're a lower division side now, I think, so there was no surprise that we managed to beat them. And then we managed to get another 2-0 win, this time away at home, from home at Eauta. Team High. God, these names are so difficult. I'm going to go with Eauloa. No, I don't know if that's an L or an I. I can't even see. We're going to call them Tomata, since that's the second part of the name. And Tomata, we'll call them from now on. So we managed to win 2-0 away from home. Now I sound like a massive idiot, but I'm sorry if you're from American Samoa and you're watching this. Firstly, wow, you're from American Samoa and you're watching this. But if you happen to know someone from American Samoa, please don't be so offended at my complete ignorance of how to say these names. I am trying my best. I promise. Anyway, moving along. We beat them 2-0, and that was the key part to take note from. Then we had FC. This team was, I swear they just looked at some alphabet soup one day and went, right, that's our team name. FC SKBC. It actually stands for South Korean Baptist Church, which is kind of cool. I'm guessing there was a missionary out there from South Korea back in the day, which is kind of cool because they obviously founded a football team. And we managed to beat them 5-1, just as we always seem to do. And finally, we managed to wrap up the season. And that game away at Black Roses, I was bricking it for, because as I will show you, we actually had to win that game to win the league. Lionheart pushed us a long way. They pushed us all the way to the final day. If we'd lost or drew that game against Black Roses away, we would lose the league. And I was not about to let that happen. And thankfully, neither was my team. Dwayne Silao being the hero for us once again, and Ace Tupuola managed to get us a goal as well. The cup final was also against Lionheart. However, for some reason they decided that they weren't interested in the cup final, despite the fact that being the only competition on the island that actually gives prize money, which is why we walked away with a 6-1 victory. More of those next season, I hope. Now, I'm going to show you the table, because, yeah, our goal difference was actually better this year than it was last year, even though we managed to lose 3 games. Although I'm pretty certain we may have actually won more games than we did last season. I just want to check that. Yeah, last year we only won 9 games. We didn't lose any, but we only won 9. 32 points. This year, we got 31 points. But as you can see, there was a much closer gap between us. Previous seasons, second place, in fact, every single year that we've had the second place, they're 24 points, 23 points, 23 points, 22 points. This year, second place was 30 points. Lionheart pushed us all the way to the end. There was a lot more goals in it this year. There was a lot of teams. There was a 6-5, I think, in one of these games. I'm fairly certain that there was a 6. There we go. Black Roses are 6-5 at home to the Tafuna Jets. There's a lot of goals flying around. And that's cool. It's good to watch, I guess, if you're a neutral. Or an imaginary fan. Well, I don't know, I can't believe these games are getting 300 or 400 people, but hey, that's just the way a Football Manager calculates these sort of things. But yeah, so we managed to win the league, got ourselves 3 wins. We didn't have a top scorer this year, really. We were kind of all over the place. We scored a lot of goals, but no one really stood out for us. Ace Tupuola managed to be the top average rating in the entire league, and that's nearly an 8 over 14 games, which is pretty impressive. Sulifu Sinapati actually got 10 assists, so that's pretty cool for him too. We we'll have a look at the stats, but it's going to be all over the place since there were so many injuries. And in fact, I'm going to show you the transfers first before we go on to the stats, because I want to show you some of the players that came in and had an effect for us. So there was Tipi Filanico, who is excellent. I mean, this guy is amazing. He's the perfect ball-winning midfielder, basically. Well, not quite. It's just, or is he? Yes, he actually is. He's a 5-star ball-winning midfielder, and he's only 19 years old. This guy is going to be quality, and he's proven that this year. We had Travis Tassi, who didn't play that much for us. Johnny Bartley, who is good, but I just can never seem to find a way to put him into the team, and he's constantly complaining. And Green Bay buy him back from us every single year, so next year I might actually let him stay. We had Baby Lautoa, Tony Lutu, who's one for the future, and this guy is So Malesi. He's a goalie, but he's got a bit of potential, and our goalkeeper really has none of that. So I really do think we could use getting a goalkeeper, because our one literally has half a grey star on his ability. I think we'd be much better if we just got a goalkeeper that could catch a ball. Like, if you could at least catch the ball, that would be a great start. I mean, we'd probably concede half as many goals, and probably win the league at an even bigger margin. Right, now we'll go over and look at the stats, because that's what we're actually meant to be doing. Has my filter buggered off again? No! Always a bonus. Right, top appearance maker this season is obviously our goalkeeper, Mapusua, with 23. Top goal scorer, only got 7. And that was Lavavatal, with 7 goals. Although we did have a lot of players scoring goals. Stilao got 6, Salapu got 5, loads of players got 4, a couple got 3, loads got 2. We had lots of goals. Top assists, though, Sinapati got 12, but we had a 9, some 5s, 4s, lots of assists. 4 there. Pass rating, I think someone actually managed to get, yeah, I'm in, which is a great name as well, I must say. I'm in. It's just a declaration, but I like it. 85% pass rating over 19 games. He's been very, very decent in the midfield. Yellow cards, we've not been quite as, although apparently we have, like, from basing it on what my Fulham career has been like, we've been getting yellow cards left, right and centre in that, and I'm thinking, well, 4 yellow cards isn't too bad. I suppose it's only over a 14-game season, and we did actually break the record this year for the worst discipline. Also, we managed to get ourselves 3 red cards, so perhaps not so great. Obviously, best player overall in all competitions was Sinapati with a 7.34. I'm not really sure how Tupuola got that 7.99 rating that is showing in the league, since I can't even see him on here. Where is he? Here, AC. I'm not going to look through the whole lot. Our squad is so large because I sign anyone that's half decent. And if they complain, they can just leave anyway. So it's not really much of a problem. I think our squad this year, we've got like 86 squad numbers or something stupid like that. Doesn't even bother me. There's still a couple of new players I'm looking at. There's one particular that plays for Utale that I'm really interested in trying to sign. He's refusing to sign a contract with us at the moment, but I'm pretty sure we could get him next season because he looks like he's going to be absolutely amazing. He's another midfielder, and we could use another midfielder just to really boost that. One area where we really are weak, though, and need to improve is our wingers. They are piss poor, but there's just no decent wingers on the island. It's obviously a skill that's hard to train, but maybe we could just find someone that's fast. Who was it? Molipula from previous year. He's retired now, but he did a good couple of seasons at wing, but nothing's really worked out for us. Right, in the next episode, we are going to keep going, because at first I was debating stopping this series when I saw how badly we were doing, and it didn't look like there was any progress being made. But when you look at it, we did do slightly better in the Champions League, and our preliminary exit was very unfortunate and due to the stupid international fixtures. And we did still win the league and the cup, albeit not quite by such a large margin. So maybe this year we aren't going to be able to do much by the way of progress. We've got to try and qualify for the next stage, but that means that we're not going to be playing in the good part of the Champions League until sort of early 2019, which will be not in the next episode, it'll actually be in the episode after that. So we'll have to see how things go. But yeah, that's about that. So if you like what you've seen, hit the like button. If you liked it even more than that, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.